Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I mixed and mastered this track called Royal Mail by an artist called Shockzinoo. Check out the card above and link in description for the music video of which I shot, filmed and edited. Okay, let's get started. Let me play you a bit of this track and we'll break down the entire mix. Okay, let's go.
Yo, Cole, is that you in the mix?
Yo, them boy know me, man, I fly OT. Them boy know me, man, I fly OT. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I bag that up and I clean my scales.
Okay, so that's all I'm going to play for now. And now let's break down the playlist first, then we'll move on to the mixer after we kind of decoded the playlist. Okay, so if we look at the playlist just right off the bat, we can see the beat on top. We have these two what's this thing called, channels or layers or tracks rather, for these triggers here. And we have the recording track also, which I put the master volume fader or automation fader. And then I have the recording track here again, so another one. Then the actual tracks which are part of the mixer is the beats, the lead vocals, Vox 2, Vox 3, Vox 4, all rooted into the lead vocal. Then the vocal dubs, background vocals, ad-libs, ad-libs 2, stutter left, stutter right, deep voice, and some extra effects at the bottom here. Okay, so that's kind of the playlist view. And first thing, when you look at it, you should be able to at least, by even just looking at the playlist for a few seconds or so, you should be able to see, okay, I understand the beat is here, the lead vocals here. I can see these are kind of subgrouped into the lead vocal. I can see the vocal dubs here, ad-libs here, another ad-lib, stutter left, stutter right, deep voice, etc. You can see each track, each recorded track has its own position within the playlist itself. And you want that for organization's sake. You want to keep your playlist at least organized to the point where if you were to send these stems or to the file itself, the FLP, to another person or another engineer, they should be at least able to understand what's going on with the mix, okay, and how to actually proceed if they were to make changes by themselves, etc. Okay, so one of the things you also may have noticed also, you can see these kind of tracks here that are kind of blanked out, and that's because there were other takes that we could have potentially, we wanted to save and we could potentially decide to swap out later or whatnot. So that's the decision there. Okay, so now that I kind of showed you and explained a bit of the playlist there, it should make sense. Now let's open up the mixer. Okay, so we'll open up the mixer now, and this is the mixer, and you can see how I like to organize my mixer. Okay, so whenever it comes to like the individual channel tracks itself, I like to use similar colors all the time. Okay, so in this instance, for the lead vocal, vocal dubs and ad-libs, I use a blue color. Okay, and of course this one, stutter left, stutter right, those are more effects type of channels there, so that's why I changed the color a bit, but I like a colorful type of mixer. Okay, so let's play the track without any effects, then we'll kind of go to the mixer and break down the effects. Okay, so let's literally take off all the effects by pressing this orange button, by disabling it like this. Okay, and then let's also mute the reverb and delay send so that we're not hearing a duplicated version of the vocal record or the vocals. Okay, so now let's play it from about here.
Yo, Cole.
Actually, let's play it from the hook around here.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell.
So from before, when I played it with all the effects, now you can see how kind of dynamically dead it sounds, how low everything sounds like and whatnot. So it just shows you the power of mixing and mastering. Okay, so now let's kind of enable the master. Actually, no, let's not enable the master. Let's enable, actually, yeah, let's enable the master so that everything is loud enough, and let's see the difference it plays.
No, you test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well,
okay, I'm gonna leave the master effects on just so that it's loud enough so that you can hear it, because otherwise if I take off or disable the master effects, it will be kind of, the volume will be very low. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna look at is the lead vocal itself. Okay, we're gonna start with the lead vocal, and let's solo this by just pressing right click on this button here, and we can actually hear how the lead vocal sounds like.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, Get put in that package, Royal Mail, man.
Okay, so if we look at the way it was recorded, you can kind of see that the artist himself was actually loud on the microphone. So I decided my decision on as the engineer was to reduce the gain on the audio interface, and that's why you can see that there's an even, like the actual audio recording itself is kind of even and kind of smooth-ish. Of course, there's some higher bits because of the way that the performance was like, but you can see that there isn't any clipping when it comes to the vocal recording. It's nice and smooth and even. And then when it came to also recording the vocal dubs or the background vocals, the artist decided just to record or just to actually emphasize certain words when it came to the background vocals, the vox dubs, okay? So this is how it sounds like with the vox dubs as well. So if you just play that with no effects enabled on the individual channels, just on the master bus, the limiter is on. Let's play it.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl.
And you can also see that the volume of the vocal dubs isn't high or exaggerated. It's just there. It's a subtle layer to kind of provide that and that emphasis to the vocal recording, okay? So that's that there. And then also if you play the ad-libs, we can see how the ad-libs in comparison of, if you look at the faders here, how low I've reduced the background vocals in comparison to the lead vocal. We can see what's going on there. So if we play the ad-libs now and see volume-wise where I set the faders, we can see what's going on.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Fly that. Aye, get put in that pack.
Okay, so vox dubs and ad-libs are kind of similar in volume level, and that's just that there. Okay, so next thing, of course, is the start to left and start to right. If we look at that, and if we enable the start to left, start to right, without any of the effects enabled just yet, but let's listen to this.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You
okay, when it comes to stutters, I kind of always reduce the volume a little bit. I don't want it to be so loud, because reason being, if it's so loud, it will just sound like, wait, what's going on? You kind of want it to transition in. That's why I kind of reduce the volume like that, okay? So that's the start to left and start to right. Then, of course, now let's look at the deep voice effect quickly. If you can locate that. So the deep voice effect is on its own channel. So I think initially it came in here.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well.
And that's the kind of volume I set there. It's going to give it more emphasis, okay? So now we look at kind of how things are routed there. Let's look at the individual channel effects, okay? Let's look at the lead vocal. First thing I added, if we enable the lead vocal now, the effects on the lead vocal, and just solo that again. Let's just solo it from here. So not on here, but let's solo it from here, okay? So now, and mute the reverb. Okay, so the lead vocal.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
So you can see the volume of where it's coming in. Then I added a RVox. So this is essentially a compressor. Okay, so this is what the compression I added to it. So if we play it without it first, and then after we play it with it to show you the effects.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
Then with the compressor.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl.
Let's play it with the beat. Without it.
Man, I hit that strip. Man, I hit that strip and I make that.
Let's play it from here.
Get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
With the compressor.
Get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and.
So this compressor, essentially what it's doing is squeezing the vocals a bit more, so it's reducing less of the dynamics. Because if you actually look at the vocal itself, or the audio take itself, you can see there's a lot of dynamic parts. So if you just double click this, we can see, okay, it goes up and then it goes, it's even here, then up, then down, then even. We kind of just want to make it more even. So that's essentially what this compressor is doing there, okay? And of course, I compressed it. You can see the amount of attenuation. Attenuation is how much of the volume or how much of the dynamics are kind of being reduced. Okay, so
get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and
we can see the red bit here is showing the attenuation.
Get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and
then of course I reduced the gain here just so that it's not so loud, because of this specific compressor, every time you kind of decrease this value here, or this threshold, the gain kind of increases. So I like this by just reducing the gain itself, okay?
Get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that.
After that, I decided, you know what? The vocal, what it needs, it has a lot of lower end and mid range in it. So what we need to do is add an equalizer. So the EQ I added was the FabFilter Pro Q. So if I play this now,
get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
Without the EQ,
get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
With the EQ now,
get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, and nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get.
So what this EQ is doing, essentially, this, if you look at the two effects that I've added already, the RVox and the FabFilter Pro Q, essentially these effects that I added are just light effects, not so heavy. I like to leave the heavy type of effects to the vocal bus and to the master. Mainly it's on the vocal bus. But you can see, essentially what I'm doing here is taking out some of the lows, just cleaning it up a little bit, and then kind of rolling off a bit of the highs there, and even actually boosting it a bit in this mid-range area there. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm doing on the lead vocal. Then when it comes to the vocal dubs now, if you enable the vocal dubs, first thing I did is actually just stereo separated. I like doing this, especially on FL Studio. It kind of just gives it a bit of a stereoized feel without adding extra effects, okay? So the first thing I added on the vocal dubs, so if we play the vocal dubs now, we're going to play in conjunction or at the same time with the lead vocal, okay? So first, let's disable the effects on the vocal dubs.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
So you can see how that the vocal dubs are kind of being overshadowed by the lead vocal there. So we needed to add effects. So now if we enable the effects on the vocal dubs by pressing this button, and then we're going to disable these effects one by one so we can show you, so I can show you the effects I added. So the first thing I added was an EQ, okay? The reason why I EQ'd the vocal dubs in such manner is because at the same time, background vocals, you don't want them to sound exactly the same as the lead vocal. So in this instance, I took away the low end, a lot of the low end, and kind of just boosted up this bit here, but mainly just took away the low end so that the lead vocal can be the lead vocal and be the dominant one in the mix, okay? But by doing it this way and adding extra effects like a Ozone Imager 2, like a widener, like a stereo widener, more compression, a vocal doubler, it kind of emphasizes and boosts the effect of the vocal dub. So let's show you what I did here. Okay, so the first thing was the EQ, so let's play just solo the vocal dubs.
You test my patience, sent to hell. And nearly won in front of his girl.
Okay, now with the EQ added, pay attention.
You test my patience, sent to hell. And nearly won in front of his girl. Get put in the package, royal mail.
Okay, next thing I added was the Ozone Imager 2. You can tell that this EQ I added gave it a lighter feel, especially in comparison with the lead vocal, okay? That's what we wanted, and we want it to sound different. Don't want it to sound exactly the same. Okay, so now this is the Ozone Imager 2 that I added, and I just essentially just increased the width and increased the stereo rise. The stereo rise adds a bit of a delay, so you can see at the bottom here, it adds a 18.5 millisecond delay to the vocal dubs, okay? So in total, in comparison, let's listen to the vocal dubs with the EQ and with the Ozone Imager 2 plugin.
You test my patience, sent to hell. And nearly won in front of his girl. Get put in the package, royal mail.
So now you can see that it sounds wider. What I want you to be able to listen to is the difference between how it sounded like before and what it sounds like now. If you're wearing headphones, you can hear this effect properly, okay? So now that's the Ozone Imager 2. I love this plugin. I use it a lot. If you've been watching me for some time, you know that this is one of my go-to plugins for vocal dubs and background vocals, essentially. Okay, so now that's as simple as it goes with this plugin, just 2 parameters, essentially. Next thing I added was some compression, okay? We need to add some compression to make it not sound like, for example, if I were to take this off and just play with the lead vocal now, without the compression, you'll see just how it sounds like. You'll see it needs more oomph, okay? So let's play with the lead vocal and the vocal dubs.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl.
Still sounds good though. Okay, let's play it from like the lead vocal and the verse 1.
Man, I bag that up and I clean my scales. This dot's got weight and more to come when I load to the top with bells.
We can get away without adding compression, but let's see what this compressor does to the mix itself, okay? Compressor, let's open it up and I'll play it. Let's play it first, then after I'll show you the effects I did.
Man, I bag that up and I clean my scales. This dot's got weight and more to come when I load to the top with bells. 3-2 spin gon' lift man out of his skin. What a shame, bro's like, oh well. Them man get put in a pack, bro. Dish that out like royal mail. Gangs on top always prevail.
Okay, now if you listen to that, it gave it a bit more. Essentially, we added more glue. As you can see here, I kind of in brackets put glue. It glues it a bit more and just makes it stick to the lead vocal when it comes in just a bit better. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. Let's play it with the beat and see how it plays out.
Man, I bag that up and I clean my scales. This dot's got weight and more to come when I load to the top with bells. 3-2 spin gon' lift man out of his skin. What a shame, bro's like, oh well.
Also, one thing, I don't know if you're hearing this, but I just want to make this point so that way you can actually go back and rewind the video and actually identify this thing I'm also hearing. By adding this compressor, it actually just, because what we did initially, if you look at what we did with the bright dubs, we wanted a bright dubs. So bright dubs by just essentially removing more of the low end. By adding this compressor, we glue the vocal dubs to the lead vocal, plus it almost actually just introduces it makes it feel like the lower end is more present in a nice way by not artificially, because what we did essentially, okay, let me explain it again. We removed the lower end, right? And then what this Ozone Imager 2 does, it spreads it, it widens the vocal itself. Now this compressor is gluing it together, and because when we compress, we're essentially just, what am I trying to say? We glued it together, and when it glues together, we're kind of almost as if we're reintroducing some of the bass or the low mid-range, but in a nice, clever way, if that makes sense, okay? Then the next plugin I add, you'll see that, okay, the vocal dubs itself, it sounds nice and present. Why does it sound nice and present? Because we removed a lot of the unnecessary frequencies, right? The low end. But when we glue it together, we're essentially, it's like mixing, it's nice. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to the vocal doubler now and see the effects. In fact, let me explain the threshold and the ratio and the gain. So the first thing, of course, set the threshold to -29.1. Ratio, kind of a high-ish ratio there. And that's essentially what I did. I kept the attack and release the same. And the next thing I added was the vocal doubler. Okay, the vocal doubler, let's play that. Play it without it first.
When I bag that up and I clean my scales, this dot's got weight and more to come when I load to the top with bells. 3-2 spin gon' lift man out of his skin, what a shame.
Okay, with the vocal doubler now, let's play it without the beat so we can actually hear.
Buying in, man, some of the bros do life in when they dash from the siren. Them boy they think they're bad, but they don't. Rap where they live, they're lying. Get round and a mat, get frying. Red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop. Now I'm out on your street trying to get me a done. Saw that you one time.
Let's play with the beat now.
Buying in, man, some of the bros do life in when they dash from the siren. Them boy they think they're bad, but they don't. Rap where they live, they're lying. Get round and a mat, get frying. Red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop. Now I'm out on your street trying to get me a done.
You can see what difference this vocal doubler does. It widens it even more, okay? And it adds almost like a chorusy type of effect. Let's play it without it again.
Buying in, man, some of the bros do life in.
With it.
Buying in, man, some of the bros do life in.
It just brings it to the surface a bit more. And essentially that's what this vocal doubler did or does or has. That's the thing, that's the effect that it has made on or done on this vocal dubs, okay? So that's the vocal dubs there. Let's play the ad-libs now, okay? First thing I did on the ad-libs, kind of kept it simple, EQ and compression. That's it. Okay, let's play it from about here. Okay, let's just play solo the ad-libs first, without any other effects.
Ah. Bow. Fuck that.
Okay, so one of the things you notice with the ad-libs itself is that when I recorded the whole thing, I went out and actually cut out every unnecessary bit of the ad-lib itself, and you can notice this with just the whole mix itself. You know, any bit there's like a pause or anything, I kind of took it away. Okay, so here you can see that they're just isolated and individual kind of clips there as that. Okay, that's the first thing. Next thing, let's play the effects now. Let's play it from this bit here.
I do.
This is the EQ I added on the ad-libs. I pressed right click, radio, and then after I just kind of altered it.
I do.
So that's the effect. That's the ad-lib effect that I went for.
Uh-oh.
Okay, then I added compression. I added a hard compressor. I added this fruit limiter as the compressor.
I do.
So it's compressing hard.
Uh-oh. Fly that.
Okay. That's the ad-libs there, and then with the vocal dubs and the lead vocal in total, everything sounds like this.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl.
Okay, so now lead vocal, vocal dubs and ad-libs are sorted. Now you're probably thinking, okay, let's hear this the reverb and the delay send, okay? So let me play that because the reverb and delay send are not rooted into the vocal bus, but rooted into the master, straight into the master. Okay, so the first effect I actually added here, the lead vocal, I added some reverb onto the lead vocal, and this is the effect that's enabled on the lead vocal, okay? So, and you can see that the send is only a percentage, a small percentage, so this is how it sounds like.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl.
Okay, also on the vocal dubs I added some reverb as well, so you can see the percentage of the send here, and also on the ad-libs as well. Okay, so if we look at the reverb added on this, okay, this is the reverb added. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye,
get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well.
Okay, now let's look at the delay itself. I also added delay on mainly on the ad-libs itself. So if you look at the delay, essentially what I added here is through to delay 3. Okay, simple delay. These are the settings. Pancake 2, so that it just doesn't it's not mono, but rather it kind of spreads from left to right every 1.5 bars. And then I added a gain plugin so I can just kind of increase the gain of the delay send itself, okay? So that's how it sounds like with the ad-libs. You can listen to the ad-libs now and pay attention and listen to the delay and the reverb.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won.
Let's enable the delay.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that mail. Man, I bag that up.
Let's play it with the beat and see how these effects kind of play.
When I bag that up and I clean my scales. This dot's got weight and more to come when I load to the top with bells. 3-2 spin gon' lift man out of his skin. What a shame, bro's like, oh well. Them man get put in a pack, bro, dish that out like Royal Mail. Gangs on top always prevail. Car, they don't know about riding.
Okay, so the vocal bus is going to be the last thing that we kind of actually pay attention to. Look, these are the effects so far, but I'm going to go to the stutter bus quickly and the stutter left and stutter right, and then deep voice effects and the SFX and then FX2. Show you the effects quickly there. On the stutter left, stutter right, you know, when making stutters, this is the best way to make stutters because first of all, it cleans up your whole entire mix. And it's just easy to kind of identify and locate stutters, okay? Before, when I used to add stutters, it just used to be a mad thing. But now it's easy to identify stutters and easier to make them as well because they're all rooted to the individual tracks, okay? Let's look at this first stutter, okay? And let's enable the effects on the stutter bus as well.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You
okay? First thing I added, of course, was a compressor. Through to compressor, I just compressed the heck out of the stutter bus. Not a lot, but I just compressed it, of course. And then I added an EQ here, where I kind of rolled off more of the lower end and the high end there. So if you just focus on the stutter bus.
Man, I hit.
And of course, I've routed it into the delay and reverb, kind of give it that fumes the engineer type of style of stutters, you know? Okay, so after that there.
Man, I hit.
Yep, that's that there. Then the deep voice effect, of course. The first thing I added I think I just kind of duplicated, made it a separate channel, duplicated the vocal itself, brought it to this individual track here, and then just double click, and then I played with the pitch there. And then I added delay and reverb. So if we play that with the lead vocal and ad-libs and vocal dubs and everything, this is how it sounds like. Hold on, let's play.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail, man.
Okay, so the effects I added here, if you play this effect,
aye, get put.
It's like a Mac email sound effect, okay?
Aye.
And then that effect I added, of course, sent it to the reverb and delay.
Aye, get put in that pack. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail, man. I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to Aye.
Okay, and that's essentially what I did there. And then so I added some other effects here.
Gangs on top always prevail. They don't know about
this effect here. I sent it into the deep voice effect, even though it's a reverse reverb.
Gangs on top always prevail. They don't know about
because it was also sent into the reverb and delay, okay, and also to the vocal bus, okay.
Gangs on top always.
Another one as well.
Siren. Them boy they think they're bad, but they don't.
That's the siren sound effect rooted into this its own channel here.
Siren. Them boy they think they're bad, but
added reverb and delay. And essentially, I continued that throughout the track itself. I added some extra effects.
Ching that, juicy, tap to my head, gone, loopy. What the fuck are you gonna do when me and...
Okay, so now you can see how the delay and the reverb and everything else kind of plays a part. Okay, now, let's move on to the vocal bus because that's the main important thing, okay? And then on the beat itself, I added just a tape stop effects. I think I added around here.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well.
Okay, and then I added more.
You so unintelligent, ask him who the fuck are you rapping? Saying no on roll, keep it stepping or I'll back my shit.
Added the tape stop here as well.
Too long they have to stress him. Man, I hit that strip and I make that.
Okay, if you want to know how to do tape stops, check out my channel. Just search up how to do the tape stop effect or whatever, or sensor effect. And after you can just apply it to any type of track. Okay, cool. Now, after listening to this, if you've noticed, also my mix tag here, actually let me quickly show you the mix tag, the effects I added on the mix tag.
Yo, Cole, is that you in the mix?
Compression, EQ, then sent it into the reverb and delay. Simple as that, okay? So now, you listen to the track, you've probably noticed, okay, yeah, it sounds good, it's bumping and everything, but we are still not there completely to that professional stage of where the final track actually, how it sounded. Okay, so the vocal bus is the main important thing in my opinion, and you can see that there's multiple effects I added on the vocal bus because that's where I pay most of my attention to. So now let's enable the vocal bus quickly, and then play it with the vocal bus. Then I'm going to kind of show you one by one each of the effects on the vocal bus itself. Okay, so let's play it from about here.
Get back to elegance, like this white big dots in the remnant and poor man's flesh trying to see me a skeleton. The bells come fat like an elephant. Ask about we and Amanda, we're getting them. Make sure fly through the air like a pelican. Rip man's guts come squishy like gelatin. Free my bro, got a couple years sentence. I'll yank this shoe, ain't talking American. Do it and bop to the ends with elegance. Talk on me, be a...
Okay, so first thing first, let's disable all these effects quickly first. Okay, and then let's start off with the EQ. First EQ added was this fab filter EQ, and you can tell that it's a similar EQ to what I did on the individual lead vocal, but because we have multiple vocals kind of coming in and combined into just one, coming into the vocal bus, I had to kind of do the same thing, because if you add multiple vocals, those frequencies are going to be multiplying, and then there's going to be more present there, so we want to kind of eliminate that there. So all I did is just reduce the lower end and kind of dipped this frequency here. Okay, so let's play that with just the EQ. Let's take off the beat, or mute the beat for now.
Get back to elegance, like this white big dots in the remnant and pump.
Without it.
Get back to elegance, like this white big dots in the remnant and pump. Man's flesh trying to see me a skeleton. The bells come fat like an elephant.
With the EQ now.
Get back to elegance, like this white big dots in the remnant and pump. Man's flesh trying to see me a skeleton. The bells come fat like an elephant.
Okay, next thing I added was a de-esser. Okay, this de-esser I added just clean up the S's a bit and just kind of, you know, tame them. Even though like it may seem like, hey, that this plugin may not be needed, it's a necessity most of the time. It's good to have.
Man, I hit that
to add more professionalism.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him. Oh,
especially I think a de-esser on the vocal bus, or you can add it actually on the individual vocals itself, like the lead vocal dubs, ad-libs. But I think also adding it on the vocal bus as well kind of helps to kind of, especially when you have multiple vocals at the same time, sometimes you want to be able to catch those S's because they multiply again. Okay.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him.
Okay, then I add another compressor as the glue, and this one is the R compressor. So this without this compressor.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell.
With this compressor.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a package, Royal Mail.
Okay, so this compressor, what it's doing, you can kind of hear it has a fast attack and faster release, and I increased the gain, and it sounds much more thick. It makes everything thicker. Okay, you know, when you glue things, when you kind of add multiple vocals and you glue things together, you have that thick sound. Okay, so now that's the compressor there. Then I added another EQ. This one's more for it was supposed to be a surgical EQ, but I guess it's more of a dynamic EQ. So let's play it.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well, I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell, get put in a...
So without this EQ,
dying, get round and I might get frying red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop, now I'm out on your street trying to get me a don. Saw that you one time at the shop, he didn't want pop, like what are you on? Don't wanna hear my name in your song, fuck, put him in zoo with bong.
Okay, so this EQ, what it's doing is kind of taming a lot of the high end there and taming some frequency areas where the vocal kind of needs it, okay? And that's essentially what it's doing there. So if you look at this frequency here, we kind of just put the threshold and kind of just reducing it at certain points, and just kind of, it's a bit surgical, but it's not as surgical as one may think. But that's a surgical EQ, just kind of looking at specific points of the EQ and just kind of reducing it there. Then I added another compressor, the CLA 76. Okay, let's play this without it first.
Dying, get round and I might get frying red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop, now I'm out on your street trying to get me a don. Saw that you one time at the...
With it now.
Dying, get round and I might get frying red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop, now I'm out on your street trying to get me a don. Saw that you one time at the shop, he didn't want pop, like what are you on? Don't wanna hear my name in your song, fuck, put him in zoo with bong. Pete, time your day get long, go chase them skets in bra and thong. Them boy know me, I fly OT, I grab that pack and I make it fly. You can get shift in your face or I must hurt when you sleep on the pillow at night.
This compressor just brings in the energy. It just provides the energy, the thick vocal energy that's required for this type of track, okay? Now, if we play that with the beat, and I've muted the reverb and delay. Let's listen to this, how it sounds like.
Dying, get round and I might get fried.
Without it first.
Dying, get round and I might get frying red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop, now I'm out on your street trying to get me a don. Saw that you one time at the shop, he didn't want pop, like what are you on? Don't...
With the compressor now.
lying. Get round and I might get frying. Red, dead, somebody's dying. Slab with them up, bro, got me the drop. Now I'm out on your street trying to get me a don. Saw that you one time at the shop, he didn't want pop, like what are you on? Don't wanna hear my name in your song. Fuck, put him in zoo with bomb. P, time your day get long. Go chase them skets in bra and thong. Them boy.
Okay, now that compressor is marvelous. I like it. I really like it a lot. Has a fast attack and fast release-ish ratio of 12. Simple to use. It provides the results. That's why I use it. Next thing is the REQ6. This EQ, I kind of used it again. Almost like a surgical EQ as well, but more of like just kind of fine-tuning. It's like a fine-tuned EQ type thing. So it's like I just wanted to kind of, I use the EQ to kind of craft more of a personalized sound for the artist and kind of give it more clarity, boost it a little bit, and just give it nice, like a nice clean sound essentially. So without this EQ first, let's play it without the beat.
Dying, get round and I might get frying. Red, dead, somebody's.
I'm gonna mute the reverb and delay quickly.
Dying, get round and I might get frying.
Let's play it from here.
When we hop out of the ding dong, make the wax scream out like a sing song. Pebbles on me, a man got the rocks on C1U and his face getting popped on.
With it now.
When we hop out of the ding dong, make the wax scream out like a sing song. Pebbles on me, a man got the rocks on C1U and his face getting popped on. Kick back too elegant, slap this whack, big dots of the remnant and poke man's flesh.
So you can kind of see what it's doing there. So if we play the beat now.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh.
Okay, and the last effect I added, of course, was this D blue tape stop, which is just the tape stop for the vocal effects, where I added somewhere. Okay, so you can see with all this added here, it kind of creates that professional sound. And when it comes to just add, especially whenever you add compression, I think you always kind of, not always, but I think most of the time, I always like to EQ at least after the compression. Reason being because when you compress, essentially it's almost just squeezing the frequencies together and clamping them down. So you need to EQ and kind of craft out that more of that. It's like a sculpture. You know, and the EQ is kind of like you're chiseling away at that sculpture to kind of give it a more refined sound essentially. Okay, so that's the mix there, the vocal bus, the beats and everything there. Let's show you the master because I think of course that's one of the final steps there. I added like a preset. If you look at the UK Drew vocal preset pack 3rd edition, I believe, I added like a preset. Then after I took those off and then just finally remained with the SSL comp stereo and Ozone Imager 2. So the SSL comp stereo is without, so let's play the whole entire track without the master first and then I'll show you with the master. So let's play it.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it.
You can tell it sounds nice and clean, but it lacks energy. Okay, and the energy is kind of brought out with this SSL comp. So just the SSL comp itself.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it,
so it compresses the master as a whole, okay, the whole track as a whole. And then these are the effects there. Kind of selected the analog setting, and okay. And then the final thing I added was the Ozone 9 elements, and this is what I added here. Simple. I just kind of keep simple. I just use simple plugins at the end of the day. I haven't really upgraded too tough. I just kind of stick with the waves and of course some of the Ozone isotope plugins as well. Okay, so this is the setting. The EQ just kind of boosted up a little bit at the high end there. I didn't use this imager and I use this maximizer. Ceiling of -0.6 and select this IRC2 threshold -9, and then these are the settings there. Just limiting it, making it louder and punchy. Okay, let's play it.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl.
Okay, so now you can see how the track sounds loud and it sounds like it's a proper commercial track ready for distribution or whatever, okay? So essentially that's the track as a whole. You can kind of see how the track was mixed, the plugins I use and everything. And if you've been watching my videos for some time now, you probably see there's a trend of the type of plugins I use and the type of things I use to actually record, okay? So simple stuff, just kind of need to understand how to use these things and use more of your ears at the end of the day. And of course, first and foremost, aim for quality vocal recordings. You can see here, if I just play the raw track again, the vocal recordings itself without any of the effects enabled quickly. Let's mute this as well and just play the lead vocal quickly. You can see how it sounds like.
Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail.
Okay, so quality vocal recordings you should aim for all the time. Okay, and the microphone I use, if you're wondering again, is the Rode NT1A studio condenser microphone. Okay, and yeah, I've made many videos just, you know, showing you guys how I use what I use. And this is just recorded in my simple bedroom studio, you know, just simple. You don't need to record in a special place per se. But of course, you want to kind of make sure that, okay, of course, you get some sort of isolated vocal recording and just, yeah, that type of stuff. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the music video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a like and comment on that video as well. And when you watch the music video, when you watch the music video, what I'm trying to say is comment below that you came from this video if you originally came from this video. Okay, so guys, peace out. Bye. Let's play this track one more time. Actually, let's play it from about here.
You so unintelligent, ask him who the fuck are you repping? Dumb little you so unintelligent, ask him who the fuck. Saying no on roll, keep it stepping or back my chef and a man gets to wetting. See my bro doing time he's regretting. I know them man, they ain't on the chef. I ain't done time, oh lord, it's a blessing. God, when we do drills, the feds keep on guessing. See you next you long day after stressing. See you next you long day after stressing. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail. Aye, get put in that package, Royal Mail. Man, I hit that strip and I make that sell. You test my patience, sent to hell. Got down him and him, oh well. I nearly won in front of his girl. Tried to slap it, jam, you fell. Get put in a package, Royal Mail.
Like, comment, and subscribe.